Ours practices child sacrifice in the form of abortion, and every single one has gone down the road.
If I can say something without having personal reflect on you.
It sounds like, do you practice that?
We've gone down the experience.
I'm Kevin Carlyon. I'm not talking about the ancient past, we're talking about the 20th century.
Every single one has gone down the rubbish chute, and ours will just the same.
If I can finish, all you would be prepared to do is stamp out witches, because you're scared of them basically, and you'd be very good running a concentration.
I'm not scared of women. When an argument fails, result to insult, I suppose.
It's not an insult at all, because basically, I would invite you to come and witness one of our rituals. I've been to Christian church. Now, vicars have come along, priests have come along to see our rituals, to see there's no sacrifices, that there's no nudism, bondage, sex, drugs and rock and roll. We're totally against any sort of drug orientation.
That there's been a lot of suggestion in relation to some child abuse.
Of course, but this is drummed up by the Christian church. Would you believe that at the moment we're involved in something in Scotland where a priest has come out up there and said he's got a local black magic coven operating there. I actually run the coven in the area. One of them is a solicitor. Now, people involved in modern day occultism come from all walks of life.
Just because someone's a solicitor doesn't make them pure as a driven snow.
But because someone's a priest. I mean, look at that. I mean, your religion will acknowledge a homosexual priest, but won't allow a woman into the cloth. Whereas ours, not now, but look at the war that goes on.
Don't worry, I'm not defending women priestesses.
If I can say, I think the difference between Kevin and like ancient cults is that Kevin lives in a time where we live in a society that has been incredibly influenced by 2,000 years of the Judeo-Christian ethic. I think you were brought up on that ethic. I think you were brought up on monotheistic values. Okay, you've moved away from it. But I think you change that society around, and I think the results of it will descend back to what the ancients used to be doing 2,000 years ago. It might take 50 years, it might take 100 years, but I think it will be inevitable.
In the name
we will go back to infanticide, human sacrifice, we will go back to all of those things. I don't think it's there now, you're right, because we still have those very strong monotheistic values within our society today.
Because witches are allowed to be open nowadays, they can actually speak out, they can appear on television. In fact, most of the stuff we do is very open, because we say, right, we don't do this. And we're trying to prove a point, basically, because of the mumbo-jumbo that's
Do you work, apart from being a witch?
I'm a printer by trade. I actually do tarot card readings. My wife, Sandy, works at Barclays Bank. This sort of
stuff. Are you a full-time witch, basically?
I suppose you could say that, yeah. I'm a full-time witch, not by profession, but by belief system.
What about the time that you apparently drove devil worshippers out of town?
We've actually become involved in all sorts of stuff. If we knew where a witch's black coven was, we would expose them.
But you shouldn't really use those kind of powers, should you?
Not the black side, no. I'm talking about exposing to the local police. We wouldn't use negative energy against a black magician or anything. We wouldn't use negative energy against a Christian
How
minister.
did you drive them out?
Basically through positive thought and by exposing the fact that they existed in the local place.
Would you put a spell on them or a curse on them?
Basically a cleansing ceremony, not a curse, no.
A spell?
A spell, which is a positive thought.
And what happened?
And
how did it work?
They went underground. It's power of the mind.
But isn't that dangerous, Kevin?
Isn't praying dangerous if you don't know who you're talking to?
But most people say you're praying to be good, but you're actually using power to influence other people's minds.
You're using power. And hence why groups of people become involved together as a coven, because there is a prime directive between the people concerned that only justified things can happen, and that is the most important rule that we put into a circle when we cast a circle, if you want to call it that, is that nothing can work unless it's justified.
Do you, Prudence, approve, because of your own research on that, of Kevin's public profile and the very public spells he's been involved with?
Well, Kevin is certainly one of the colourful characters in modern witchcraft, and has brought a lot of attention to witchcraft. As Kevin says, he's practising his particular brand, and there are many other brands of witchcraft. I think he's brought a lot of people to an interest in that, and in pagan religions generally.
But he's been critical of Wicca.
Wicca's being critical of other people as well. I mean, there's a lot of infighting, as there is in any religion.
You could call it different witchcraft sometimes.
So you want to stand up, Prudence, and then I'll bring briefly back in Stephen and Rabbi. the point though is a lot of people listening to Kevin would feel uneasy about it and would think there's something weird, there's something unwholesome, there's something dangerous.
I think
about
it's, yes, I think it's the way that it's put. I mean, for example, all kinds of mind-altering techniques are used in new style management training. I mean, how on earth do you think this television companies run?
Well, they don't cast a spell on us.
Well, what about the latest thing I heard, which was the capillary network? What was it? Nourish your network. If you are a freelance, I don't know, script writer, broadcaster,
they don't have
get in touch.
We haven't
Get in
heard about
touch.
it yet.
You don't call it spells. It's called management techniques. This is all the kind of thing that Kevin is putting forward as witchcraft.
I think we're talking about the power of positive thought.
That's right.
And the power of prayer power. We believe in a God and a goddess.
It's a case of how it's
I didn't
packaged.
bring a rabbi in, running out of time. Rabbi, is there any problem if I suppose Kevin is practicing quietly and doesn't disturb other people, or is it dangerous because of the spells and curses that can come?
No, I don't think the spells and curses are particularly dangerous. As I said, I don't think that we have the understanding, the real understanding of witchcraft as to how to really do the things they used to do in those days. So no, I don't think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous in as much as if it becomes a religion that more people become involved in. I think down the line, I think you've got to look to the future a little bit here. As I said, I think Kevin is a nice guy because he was brought up in a monotheistic society, not because of his paganism. And I think if we create a pagan society, then we're going to create a very dangerous society to live in.
Do you accept that Kevin is a white witch and therefore it's not really very harmful?
No, because I don't make any distinction between a white witch and a black witch. One man's spell is another man's curse, and I think it's fraudulent of him actually to make such a distinction. I don't think it's one that can justifiably be made.
I think with respect, you're not putting a very good case across, because would you actually come and witness one of our ceremonies?
Certainly not.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing, there won't be any sorcerers in the kingdom of God, whether they're white or black, so the distinction you're making is completely
To be honest, I believe your God is dead, and that's all I can
well,
say.
Do you recommend being a witch to other people?
Yes, I do, because it's a way of attuning yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. See you all again, hopefully soon. That's all from us for this week. We'll be back again next Sunday. Until then, goodbye.
Government's new legislation. No, it's a point there that people can